What you thinking, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, that complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told, don't do that.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought, why doesn't my father like is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. But if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was a run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. At one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, I know, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. It means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. That's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, so there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, the men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband. And stuff like that.
why you always come over here when it's time to get on camera?
Yo, what's up? I was grooving to
What's
that.
up with it?
That little jam had me grooving a little bit. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that was hitting.
Man, look, that's the first record I ever owned. That Planet
Mm.
Rock. DJ, I snuck in the dance, and DJ gave it to me, man. He gave me the 45. I wasn't even old enough to get in that dance. Rhonda went to the dance. I put the pillows and covers and stuff in the bed to make it look like I was in the bed. I snuck out the window because my bed was right by the window.
Yeah.
I snuck out the window and snuck in that dance. When they turned their back, I was lit. I snuck in that dance, man, and the guy looked at me and he knew I wasn't supposed to be in there. So he was like, man, you went through a lot of trouble to get in here, so I'm gonna give you this record. And it was Planet Rock. And man, I played that record till it turned white. And that was it, bro.
You was like Lick Kane on Minister Society. When he snuck
What
out.
he did
Man, I
on-
snuck out.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I think Mama was going out with her friends then too, so that was the best time to do that type of stuff, But anyway, I'm telling myself I'm grown now. I can tell you now.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna whip.
I know, right? So let's see, man. This is like the third consecutive week that we are opening up with some RIPs, man. I'm like, 2024 ain't lame. Ain't playing with.
Nope.
Man, look, it was let me see if I add them. Hold up, yeah. Okay, done. All right. He kicked it off. Besides the hometown, I think these were before the hometowns. It kicked off with B King, and then came Fat Man Scoop. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. And Townhouse to tell you, bro. I got them girls crunk every damn night the club was open. All they goddamn B King. I play that B King so much, man. Them girls pack on their damn floor, man. Then I had a chance to meet him because he came to Big P's one of Big P's birthday parties. Cool cat, you know what I'm saying? And he was actually on his way up. He was already hood rich. But he was on his way up because the connections was there, the networking was going. He was really going to be a mega star. And then, he passed. I think heart attack, something like that. And then Fat Man Scoop live on stage performing. And he passed live on stage. And so it's like, and then was that last week we got hit with not only the hometown, Willie James Jones, then Delafus, and then Senor Lucas.
Yeah.
And then after that came we learned about the Rich Homie. And like I said, I got a chance to meet him, you know what I'm saying? Came down, hung out. Great performer, man. He joined Rich Gang, which was Birdman and Young Thug. And he just wasn't quite the same after that because he got away from them. He had a little label issue where he couldn't release music. He didn't release music for like 2 years. So his momentum kind of died out when he took that break dealing with his record label. And, then they saying they found him unresponsive. Of course, drug related, they say. But then some people disputing it. But, you're going to have your conspiracy theories because he was having to testify in the Young Thug case. They had started talking about him. It's just ironic they start questioning their relationship And then, like 2 days after they started questioning the relationship, he was found dead. So that's why it's speculation. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like a little fishy going on there. So allegedly, as they say. But cool kid, lots of talent, man. I feel like if he wouldn't have joined Birdman them, because the first song I heard from him was I think it was Upper Unchalant or something like that. And it was on like a crossover station late at night, early in the morning, on one of them crossover video stations that just come on right before daybreak, you know. So he was on one of them type shows, and they was playing that video, and we didn't know who he was, and I was like, Upper Unchalant, you know, it was just going out. I was like, shit, that shit sound pretty good, but it was just kind of underground on a white people type tip. Then he blew up. DJ Funk, shout out to my man Funk, free him till I see him. Funk used to be bumping that Rich Homie and at Club Exclusive. You know, we DJ together, and he would be playing that Rich Homie. And then after I heard him playing it and I was seeing how the crowd was reacting to it, so I went and started getting all his mixtapes. And when I tell you that Joker, the whole mixtapes, man, was just like off the damn chain. Every song on that Joker rock. And then Funk's theme song I used to play, because I would open up and then I would close, and he would do the middle. And Funk played more like Louisiana Boosie them type song. So his walkthrough song was Walkthrough by Rich Homie Quan. So when I get through with my set, I'll play hits that, you know, I be feeling like a man when I walk through. And then Funk would try to know it's time for Funk to come on when I play that. So he'll walk through the crowd, dap everybody down, then boom, he do his show. And then I'll close out the last 45 minutes. And you know, and it was a tight chemistry. But Funk really turned me on to Rich Homie. And when I got turned on to him, I ran with it. And so they brought him down to Monroe, and I was backstage hanging out. You know, I got footage on stage with him and everything, and took pictures of him, posed them, and edited them, you know, and everything myself. And we were cool. We had a cool little connection. I would be able to get him for shows for cheap, but it's like his career kind of stunted shortly after that. But the Rich Homie. Then we just heard about, was it yesterday? Mufasa.
Yeah.
Jones. You know what I'm saying? And that's my dude. Eddie Murphy, man, is genius. I got to give it to Eddie Murphy. Genius. The reason I say Eddie Murphy genius, you know, he redid his Coming to America 2. And James Earl played his dad in that movie. And in the movie, he went on and let him die in the movie, as if he knew that James Earl was, you know, in his last day. So I don't know, maybe he was in hospice or whatever. I don't know. But he brought him back on the show, and he died on the show, and that in the movie, and that was genius right there. So it don't have to be no excuse if he bring back a Coming to America 3. It wouldn't be no, you know, let's say that the father just disappeared like they did the mother.
Right.
So yeah, that was, I got to give it to Eddie, man. That dude's genius. And if you hadn't, speaking of Eddie, if you hadn't had a chance to see his latest remake of the Beverly Hills Cop, it's pretty good. It took up where it left off. And the only complaint I heard was he didn't do his laugh, that signature laugh. He didn't do his laugh, you know. But other than that, you know, and the cancel generation, they didn't understand. Just like I like to Coming to America, they didn't like it. But if you were there when the original Coming to America came out and you watched Coming to America 2, everything kind of played in. Only people that was missing was his mom and Daryl. Daryl didn't want the role. But other than that, it played its part. And then I'm chilling. Then we got
Dum dum dum
Saddened
dum dum dum.
by the man.
Whoa.
And look at California. So you know that and honestly, growing up, being that all of my people was into Maze, I didn't care for the music back then because I was more hip hop, and Maze was more of a jazzy, soulful type. And I didn't really, I wasn't really feeling them. And I remember when I was working at the radio station, they were coming in town, and I got my he was actually at the radio station, and I got 2 tickets, and I gave them to my parents to go check out the show that I originally got from him. And they were good tickets, front of the stage, you know, and I gave them to my folks, but I never really cared like talking about for them. But as I got older, and then I noticed the rappers had started sampling them in the late 80s, early 90s, that Joy and Pain, Rob Bass, and DJ Easy Rock. And then the biggest hit, California, with Young Dolph and all them on that joker. So then Beyonce redid his Before I Let Go. So I mean, this man, if you want to say a legend and from Louisiana, it don't get no bigger. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like Beyonce redid one of your singles, bro. And then he performed it with her. So I mean, it's like, you know, and like I put on there, I was like, we know everybody have an expiration date. But I'm like, God damn, there's just so much going on, like between the end of August up to now, you know. And if it come in 3, we already had the 3 rappers. You done had James Earl Jones, you done had Frankie Beverly. You know, we're like, I don't want to start off another show with a RIP, bro. I mean, but it is what it is, you know. We born to die, you know. But hey, all right, let's see. Other news. But RIP to the talents and the brothers that they're not, let me see. You know, people say gone but not forgotten. I'm more or less, when it comes to the artists and legends like that, I'm more appreciative to the art and what they brought to the culture. So I'm glad they gave us music to listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Prince, Michael Jackson. It's like they're gonna forever live through their music, because it's not like once you get over, they're not making music anymore. I think that was more of the hurt that I had with, especially Prince. But all that he gave that inspired me and helped mold me into the man I am today. I'm just glad for the memory. You know what I'm saying? And once you learn to appreciate that, you handle leaving here a lot better. And then you look at how terrible the world is now anyway. It's just, you know, it's just different. You see things different when you get wiser, get a little older.
Yeah, my wife and I went to one of his concerts, and you know, he was not singing like he used to, but he was trying to make it happen.
Kind of
So
like the Isleys. I seen Ron Isley sitting on stage trying to sing, and then Freddie Jackson. And if anybody, and I don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if you know, he don't make it out of 2024, because when I seen him, he looked pretty bad, you know. Hopefully, you know, God has the creator has the last say so. But the brother just didn't look good. Then he announced that he was sick. I forgot what they say he had. But he was trying to sing, and when I tell you, a scrum, not a struggle, a scrum, Freddie
yeah,
Jackson. And then Ron Isley, he decides. I just think at certain points, if anything, go back in those songs you do, let them be live recordings that you did a while ago, and you just learned how to lip sync them jokers, man. You know, I mean, your voice gonna go. That's why it's hard to be a singer, you know what I'm saying? And then a rapper jumping around on stage at 40, 50 years old, you already see what Rollo was saying about Boosie and you know, certain careers. But that's why, okay, when I was rapping, producing, and all that, I chose to be the DJ. I could still produce, but I chose to be the DJ because you can DJ forever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no time limit, you know what I'm saying? But those singers and them rappers, you got to get out there. Hammer still got to dance, which Hammer is in shape. And I think Hammer like 50 something, and he's still getting down. New Edition, them still getting down. So they're defying the age thing right now. But a lot of them can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers working out, they still move like they did. People can try to say that. As soon as one of them gets sick, though, and miss a show, oh, well, you know, they ain't young like they usually. The young get sick and skip a show. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, people just look at things different. And you see, that's why they're trying to move the retirement age up, because people are living longer now. They know how to take care of their body. Dr. saving them, and then, you know, taking more natural remedies and things, herbs. But yeah, it's coming. And then let's turn the page. Everybody saw the debate last night, and one of the most, probably going to be the most talked about debates in a while. And me personally, I never seen Trump so unat ease. His confidence, it was more of a defensive. They didn't talk about no policies, Hardy. It was more of a defending what people are saying, and it was more mudslinging. But instead of mudslinging, because the mud had already been slung. So when it was Obama versus who was Obama against?
I can't. Was it Mitt Romney? I can't remember.
But when it was Obama and them, they were mudslinging, throwing dirt on each other. These people entered the debate with mud already on them. Trump and Kamala. And they were both trying to sling the mud off of them. And it was funny, but Trump caught it bad because he got in his feelings. That's and it was kind of like the I compared them to the Drake and Kendrick kind of messed up battle thing. Drake was winning per se until he got in his feelings. Kendrick threw something on him, and then he gonna make that long sorry track defending everything. No, I didn't do this, and you'll never catch me on this, and da 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 da. If he would have just came with the get go and kept it going, we would have had us a tight little back and forth musical journey. But Trump got in his feelings, man, and it reminded me of either Tyson when he lost against Buster Douglas, and it reminded me of the Drake and Kendrick thing, because I never seen Trump look like that. And I don't know, and he looked like he was tired. It's like he didn't even prepare for that debate. His tie wasn't tied right. He just was like, let me get on up here. Like he just came from drinking at a bar or something. It was funny, really. But she got a lot of she stood up there, man, and kind of got the people swaying her way, bro. And I don't know if that's a good thing. You know, because I'm for who got the best views and values and who got what's best for the country. I'm not really messed up about history per se. Now, with the Obama thing, the candidate I wanted didn't even come close. And so I think he ended up dropping out. And so what was that black guy name? I forgot, but he was Republican, but he has tight ass views. But he ended up dropping out. And so we was left with those two. And then, of course, I was like, okay, lesser of the two evils. Bam, let's get Obama in there. First black, supposedly, allegedly, to be president. Now, Hillary, I was kind of skeptical on her. But a woman, I just feel like Trump identifies with what we're up against. Meaning, how when they be putting Putin and they putting the president of China, they putting everybody up. Trump looks good in that picture when they're talking about how evil they are and Illuminati and all that. He looks mean, good, boom, right up in there. Then you got Kamala. So I don't know if she's going to get the same respect. I don't know if they're going to take America serious. But I did do some research on her vice president. He ain't no joke. He's silent, but he ain't no joke. Y'all go and read his background. He ain't no joke. But after that debate, if the Trump fans don't get up and do something, it's going to be tough because the momentum shifted her way after last night. And people look at that and say a 3-point means a lot in the election world.
But
and it's steady going.
we also have to account for the margin of error, which is about 3%. So they are more than likely tied, if you will.
Right.
So when she starts to move up a little bit more than that 3%,
Right.
then
And she was trailing though.
Yeah.
Until last night. And so it's how she jumps on that momentum. But I feel like Florida is gonna forever be red. I think she'll get Georgia. But the toss-up gonna be, to me, I think this year, even though we know electorals decide the vote, North Carolina is the state to watch. North Carolina, they wishy-washy. So I feel like whoever wins North Carolina is going to be the president. Back in the day, it used to be whoever won Florida. And then if you got Georgia and North Carolina, it's pretty much a clear shot. So keep an eye on North Carolina. I think whoever wins North Carolina is going to win it. But so yeah, she done pulled ahead a little bit. She got a little momentum in the polls. So everybody who's going for her, like I say, is either going to be his story or history. So his story means let Trump finish out his 4 years and see what he can do, which I think the country was fine, to be honest with you, when Trump was running it. That's when you got your stimulus checks and you got your business loans and and all that stuff. All that was put in place through the Trump era. And then Biden is like inflation. Shit, we didn't have this inflation. So truth be told, I just feel like with Trump being a businessman and coming from that, like I say, there's more people now when that's stimulus and them SBA and all them loan things came out, and more people had businesses then that been shut down now. But more people got business, and at least they learned something about business. They'll put in from the businessman. But what was that? What was it called? The loans?
The PP.
Yeah, the PPP. Them more people had more businesses, man, and then whatever, and all that was up under the Trump administration. So it's gonna be interesting. That's all I say. And a lot of people rooting for let's get the black woman, but I want them to talk about policies and what they're gonna do instead of trying to undo the mud that was already on them. So it was a cool debate. She was saying some stuff. She was very poised. And I think that's why the momentum went her way, because Trump was looking so disturbed and uncomfortable, bro.
Well, I mean, I really don't think they have any policies outlined. So
they really
both of them just sitting up there. Both of them just sitting up there talking. Really.
What was funny?
Because
and I never thought I'd see Trump look like that. When they asked Trump about his medical plan to dethrone Obamacare, because he'd been talking about getting rid of Obamacare since he ran way back, you know. And he was like, he really don't see, you know, it's the worst plan ever, but we don't see a problem with it. We gotta just keep it implement, but it's the worst plan ever. And we'll work on that when we do it. But you know, it's like he wasn't feeling that. All he wanted to do is get the oil back going. That was that's all I got from Trump last night. The oil, and he wants to stop those immigrants. Now, the problem that I have with the current administration is all the people crossing the border. That's bullshit to me. And I be speaking with people. I spoke with somebody from Chicago, and they were telling me how the people on the streets, they are breaking into homes now. They're stabbing people. They're killing them. They're hungry. They over there and
they're eating people, cats and dogs.
That's what Trump said. And I think I saw one article. He was making it look like it's all over, but I did read one article. But yeah, and they say they putting them in, I want to say the Democrat states.
They are.
But yeah, they dropping them off over there, man. It's crazy. But you ought to hear how the lady was telling me about how everything's going on over there, man. It's just crazy. And it's in Chicago. And she was like, yeah, we go down and we take food down to the shelter for them and all that stuff. But they say the crime is crazy. And before we get to the topic, this probably kind of blend in. The Brat and Judy. And I think the show is called Brat Loves Judy or something like that. And now that they say that Brat loves Judy, why wouldn't we love each other some type of shit? Because they say once she got her BBL, once Judy got her BBL,
it was all over with.
Yeah, she went out and
tested that thing.
Allegedly slept with a man, and Brad is upset. And
she went out and tested that thing. See what kind of bounce they got on it.
Filed for divorce. They're saying it's finalized, but that I haven't seen that yet. But yeah, but they had a whole show, and that's why this is, you know, public news and trending, because they had a show and they were showing how in love they were. Then she got impregnated, and they tried to, you know, supposedly have the baby to be, you know, and they supposed to been raising, you know, the child. This girl got that BBL and went off and did her thing. So supposedly messed with a man. Brad found out, got hurt, you know. And my thing is this, and that's classic example, brothers. I be trying to tell y'all. You run off, y'all paying these $8,000, $10,000 plus dollars for your girlfriends to get these BBLs or your cohabitants, the ones you're living with, to go get these BBLs. Then you want to walk around in public, the malls, and go to the clubs with her showing what you paid for. So she got to come out there half-ass naked to show off the body. And then you upset when she leave you. So the deal is this. You got that body done, covered up her insecurities. So now she's feeling good about herself and she's showing that body off. The guys who she wanted that didn't pay her no mind because she hadn't had the work done, now is paying her some attention. She's going in those places to get that attention. And so now she's getting that attention. She gets involved with him, cheating comes into play, and she eventually leaves you. So that's what I think kind of happened with this. Judy did the BBL, started getting the attention, got the attention from the one she wanted the attention by, and she stepped out on the brat, and now the brat's filing for divorce. So y'all just kind of watch what you're doing. Especially, I mean, it's hell if you're married to him too, but when you're not married, this is the things you get. And they were married, so that's why I say it's hell when you're married. Did they get married? I think they did. I remember getting a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, they got married.
Damn. Okay. So they were married. So I just kind of hate to see that. But shit, man, relationship woes, it is what it is. And people get upset because we bring these things out to the forefront, and they think we're bringing them to the front to bash the females or bash the guys. We just giving our opinion because we've seen it. Sometimes we've been there, we've done that, and we just talk about it. And we're not doing the Kevin Samuels thing. Even though some of the things he did woke a lot of men up and make a little sense. But at the same note, that's not what it's about. It's not about bashing. It's about telling what we know, applying our knowledge and experience to what's going on today. And then at the end, we give a positive solution on what we think about the situation. So that's what separates us from a whole lot of the other podcasts that you view out there that's talking about relationships. We actually have been in some fucked up relationships, and we done overcame some messed up relationships, and we've been in a couple of great relationships that got us up to the relationship we're in now. And so we say, so we can get on here and tell another brother how to do this, or talk to that female out there and say, don't do that, or and that's all we do. We just voice our opinion, open discussion. And so tonight the open discussion is, are outrageous expectations killing today's relationships? Because I know, we both know, Austin and I both know, we've had people on the panel, co-hosts and everything. They are literally afraid to jump out there in this dating world because of the way the mindset is of the modern day woman, which is kind of trickling down to the traditional type woman, is actually stepping up now with some of these outrageous expectations. And it's an ongoing situation, and the guys are literally not stepping to these women because they don't want the disappointments, they don't want the heartache, they're afraid of the rejection, so it's tough. And I'm thinking, and I've been saying this since the podcast has been going, I blame social media for a whole lot of the shortcomings in relationships, the mindsets, the new personalities, because they're seeing these women act these ways, these ways that they're acting, and they look at themselves in the mirror and say, hey, I look better. I think I look better than her. And if she can act like that, or she can get that, I can get that. See, back in the day, social media didn't show you shit. Whatever Sheila did over in California, she did in California. Whatever Sarah did in Texas, Sarah did in Texas. And it was just amongst their friends. But now it's worldwide, and the females are really, really, really giving in to what they're seeing on this social media thing. And like when I would hear co-hosts say that women would tell him, you got to pay my bills. And I'm like, I'm thinking he lying, but he's swearing up and down that a woman actually say, I'll talk to you if you pay my bills. And that bothers me. I think about that within a week, 7 days. That's going to cross my mind at least 3 of those 7 days, that a woman actually fixed her mouth to tell a guy that. And I'm like, I just don't,
Well, I mean, again, you have to look at the type of woman that you're dealing with. And then you have to also look at the type of person that you are. So when a woman asks a person to do that, then they're really not feeling you on the cool. I don't think they're really not feeling you. They see you as an opportunity, so that means that you're gonna have to pay to get with me or be with me or whatever. You're gonna have to run this little funky 40. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, how many times have you been asked to pay a bill?
No.
Exactly. So now, if we chose to
Help them out.
help somebody out,
Yeah.
then that was that. But I've never been asked to pay a bill.
An ultimatum. You pay my bills,
Yeah,
I talk to you.
yeah.
No.
You pay my bill and we can kick it. No, it
Right.
don't work like that.
Mm-mm. So when he said that, I was like shocked. But it's like when we say reaching for the expectations, they want somebody, the women want somebody what say the man has to be 6 feet, making 6 figures, no kids, nice car,
Big
big
house.
house. Yeah, he got to have everything just for them to talk to. And like I say, I always kind of been blessed my whole life, man, on the cool. I never had a lot of problems and things that I hear a lot of other people go through. I never had to go through none of that, man. And to jump out here in this dating world today, like I say, I already know it. I'm just glad I don't have to go out there and go through what these brothers going through, man. Because they catching hell out here, Austin. They catching sheer hell. Especially the ones that's more traditional. They getting swept under the rug, bro.
Yeah, they are, because the type of woman that they're actually looking for, I'm not sure if we didn't get the last two, right?
Yeah.
So, I
And
don't know.
man, it's just tough. And we ain't heard from George in a minute. I gotta check on him because he was going through it. So I need to check on George. He usually would be on here. But when you look at what gets me is women that's not even average are putting high demands now. And like I said, this is one of the things too, besides you talking about it, that motivated this show tonight. Peep this.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 2 kids, 5 and 4.
By the same guy?
Yes, my ex-husband.
Hey, what kind of man you looking for, babe?
Candid man that's financially stable, is good with children, and doesn't want more kids, to be honest. I just don't want to have any more kids.
Does he have to look a certain way?
Yes. I want him to be polished. I'm polished. I want him to be a polished man.
Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Yes. I want him to make at least 6 figures.
I think men say you come with 2 kids and you want a man that makes 6 figures. Do you want to respond to that?
I make 6 figures. My children didn't stop me from making 6 figures. If you don't have children, there's no reason why you don't make 6 figures. Or if you do have children, you should be able to make 6 figures. I'm attractive. I'm put together. Like, I'm not asking for something that I can't get and I can't give.
Okay, so she says she look good. Let her tell it.
Well,
You think she look good? How she look? She top notch.
I mean, she wasn't bad. She can get somebody.
Does she talk like she just was the shit? Is she the shit?
To somebody. It depends. That was his little thing.
I'm together, I'm polished. When I seen that, I was more like,
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
And you can't. And she want, all her demands. When if you go in looks wise, You know what I'm saying? And attraction, like you say, the physical attraction is the first thing you see, but then when you get them, you got to get to know them. She makes 6 figures, but we wouldn't have known that if she wouldn't have told us that. So
Right.
I don't think the reason she's single now with 2 kids by the same guy, the guy she got 2 kids by didn't even want to marry. Usually it's cheaper to keep her. So when you get 2 kids by somebody, you know, that's a cool little time to go ahead and say, well, shit, if you care about them, go ahead and tie that knot. He didn't even do that. And so now she's out here. He got to be a certain height. He got to bring in a certain amount of money. He got to look a certain way. It's just hell out here because social media, I feel, is feeding these women this nonsense. And they walking around here acting up is what I say. You know.
Well, you know, everybody has their preference, but you have to have a realistic idea of where you are, you know. So her having 2 kids, you know, and making 6 figures, as she says, I guess. And the way her attitude, I mean, the way that she came off on there, she feels like she is worth a whole bunch, right? So everything that you have to think about, everything that's gonna come with that attitude, that thought process. You know, I make 100, I make my own money. So, you know, there ain't nothing you can really do for me, you know, that type of thing. So you have to look at the whole package. Yeah, I mean, she was fit.
The fact that she said her man had to make at least 6 figures, she makes 6 figures. So I would think that she would be more or less trying to lean on him to pay a lot of the things, and she used her money more to play.
Well,
you know,
I mean,
a lot of women say they get tired of spending their own money. They want to spend somebody else's. Now, I've heard independent, successful women say that all the time.
Yeah, she probably want to supplement her income. You know, raising them 2 kids on her own at 100 grand. You know, that's not a lot of money. Just think of everything, and I don't know if her dude's paying child support or how he's helping out or whatever.
Yeah,
But
hey, look at her. You know that helper. He paying child support, and that's probably added in to get that 6 figures.
Yeah, so $100,000 ain't a lot of money in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, like I say, depends. You know, like the more you make, the more you're gonna want to spend. So it just depends on, you know, how you do that. Because I've seen videos of guys living certain ways, and you would think they was making damn near $1 million, but they knew how to budget their money. They paid certain things off. But in her case, her man making 100 grand, she looking like she got a plan. It ain't already laid out. She got a plan she trying to do. And
right.
Now this lady here kind of broke it down a little bit when she would have been a good one to kind of close it out, but let's see. I'll play a couple of these.
Why do most women want a man that makes 6 figures, but men don't necessarily even look for that? Like, that's not like a thing that comes up.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like men are naturally the breadwinner. We want, you know, to be nurturing and take care of the household. But it can also be because a girl's just, you know, after your money.
Yeah, because breadwinner don't necessarily mean he has to make 6 figures.
Exactly.
It's like breadwinner, provider is different than.
That's the better word.
Yeah. So like, if you want a man to be a provider, that's cool. Like I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a provider as a man. You know, so it's like bills paid, all that stuff, like, you know.
But it's different now because, you know, from some women that I know, they're necessarily the breadwinner in the relationship.
And like you preach all the time, a lot of women are making more money than men. And so that breadwinner and man, you know, I'm the man of the house, you know what I'm saying? That comes with how that woman respects you and see you, because you're not gonna always or necessarily be the breadwinner. And so it's just like you say all the time, it depends on the type of person you're with on how that's perceived. Because I've seen men that was making a little above minimum wage and the woman making 2 times above minimum wage, and he still was able to run the household. She answered to him. So it depends on you, your person, the way you are, and the person you choose to be with, how they were raised, or how their mindset. And you know, because if she was raised in a traditional household where father, 2-parent household, father kind of ran the household, had the last say so, was the sole provider. A lot of times they're gonna seek that, and when they find a man who they care about and respect, they let him be a man. You know what I'm saying? But I preached to so many. 'Cause I was talking to this couple the other day, got mad at each other. The woman started working. The guy asked her to come home on at a certain time. She was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get this hour overtime. And he got mad and talked to her pretty bad. They was talking about splitting up or whatever, and they started taking splitting up this, and this is what you want to do, and type of stuff. And her thing was, she finally making money, and you know, it's good money. He wanted her to be at home because he was used to her being at home. And so I understood the, you know, he's traditional. So I understood both mindsets, but on the same note, they've been together, she say 14 years. I think married for 14, and they had been together 3 or 4 years before that. So they got a total of about 18 to 20 years knowing each other and being together. And so I was like, when she got mad and they was talking about splitting stuff up and get out, and you're gonna get off my policy here, and I'm gonna get you off of this policy there. I preach to men, get your own. Get your own. Especially you young brothers that's out here, man. These women, social media have them thinking they have opportunities. They providing them fake opportunities. And so they'll put you out at a drop of a dime. Stop moving in with these women, bro. If you don't have your a ring on her finger or your name somewhere on that damn lease, and if you can, you better put your name first. You know, on there, even though a lot of you are getting these apartments and housing because of the woman, but try to put your name on there where it's perpetual, where she can't just put you out. You know, domestic, if it's a domestic violence type situation, the authorities are going to ask you to leave. You know, that's automatic. But when that breakup and she able to say, get out because this is my house, bro, that's got to be the most messed up feeling in the world. And you can't do nothing but get out and be mad. Call your homeboys, call your family,
call your mama.
Man, that got to be a terrible feeling, bro. And I don't never want to be in that. And so, fellas, get your own, because you never know when that relationship is not gonna go in your favor. Especially now, they got the DMs, they got all these different ways. FaceTiming, where you can't check the call log, they're able to FaceTime now. It's just like you get yourself together. So if you ever get faced in that situation, I can't preach it enough. You ever get in that situation, you able to leave and you know,
And go
get
to
your
your
own.
own space.
Make her move in with you, if anything. Even if she say you can move in with her because it's more feasible. She got the house note, you paying an apartment, y'all been together 6 or more months, and y'all call yourself in love. You let yours go, you move in, stack your paper. So when she say get the hell out, you got that 3 times rent to move.
How you gonna stack your paper and you paying most of the bills? Or you going 50-50?
They gonna do 50-50 when they first move in. He better not be paying all them damn bills and he just moved in with it. That's her house, her car.
He gonna be paying the bills.
I don't know about that one, Cuddy.
Yeah. He gonna be paying the
That's
bills.
50-50, bro. He gonna be like, her bills is her bills, his bill is his bills. He'll help her with rent. He'll pay half of the electric, half of the water. You better be going half when you're moving in with him, bro. You don't walk in there paying all the bills, man. Now that's simple.
I agree. But
Yeah, that's simple.
you know how some of these guys are. Man, that's my girlfriend. So I'm gonna just go and do what I gotta do. Cause number one, they're scared to get put out and go back to their mama house.
Okay.
That's number one. You know, so they're at her mercy. They're gonna do whatever she wants.
Okay, you're right. And I have heard one when I was going to the boat, and I try to get them to go to the boat, and they can't go. Man, I just paid the rent, but that's her house. Man, I just paid the car note. Nigga, that's her car. But, you know, she be letting me use. You know, I be using the car, man. You know, I'm like, so you're right. As much as I want to, it makes me sick in the stomach. You're right though. Some men do step in a relationship, move in with the woman, and pay all them bills. And when she say, "Bring me my car," he done gas that joker up. She waits till she see a full tank of gas. She holler at her girlfriends, and that Saturday night when he think he finna go and hang out at the pool hall with his homies, she say, "Bring me my car," and her and the girls finna go out. They finna go ride. Or she gonna get a car to her teenage daughter and let her ride off the gas you put in there. So I have seen that. But if you're not married to him, go half. That's when you do the 50-50. So I don't throw away the 50-50 because it's a chance, you know, it's always a scenario where the 50-50 comes into play. And that's when you move in with a female and you guys are getting it together. You let your place go, you move in with her, 50-50. She let her place go, she move in with you, 50-50. Because until you put a ring on it, technically you guys are roommates. And it took some older cats when I was like 19, like 19 or 20, call myself trying to date. And the old man said, until I put a ring on her finger, she a much right woman, meaning she has much right to talk to anybody she wants to. And that's when I started seeing the ring thing a little different. Not to mention around that same time as when Beyonce came out, you should have put a ring on it. So until you marry him, I feel like if you're not married and y'all shacking, 50-50 is a good thing. But once you marry, it's whatever bill due, we gonna pay it. Whoever got it at that time, because you know, some people get paid twice a month, some people get paid once a month, some people get paid once a week. And the once a week, your check's gonna be a little less than what it was when you was getting paid twice a week. So if you have to do the 50-50s, I think you know that's when they come in at. But when you marry 100, I took care of this. My check came, I took care of that. You know what I'm saying? We got an account, and whenever whoever thinks about it, pay it and let the other one know. Oh yeah, I paid such and such day. I went on in there and I paid this and that, and I got a little extra money, did a little overtime, got a little bonus. I paid this and that. So it's a place for 50-50, and we talked about that last week. But it's a place for it. And peep him.
They talk about there isn't enough men financially who fit their preference, as if they don't meet any of those men and they never come across them. These 6-figure, 7-figure men that they talk about, they've been on dates with, they've been to restaurants with, they've been on vacations with, they've been in relationships with, they've been engaged to, married to, have children with, and it still didn't work out. So how unavailable are they really if you've already been with them? You talk about the pool being small, but you've swam through the pool already. So who is really the problem here? Is it the small pool or is it the one swimming in it?
That's a good question. You know, it's no good men, and women have started back singing that now. And you know, it's fall. First week of fall or whatever, it's fall. It's gonna get cold outside. These women actually finna look for men. It's finna be big boy season, as they say. So these women want somebody to lay up under. It's finna get cold, and you got the holidays coming. They want to do the pajamas and the Christmas, the ugly Christmas sweater shirts and the matching Christmas pajamas. So they really looking for men right now. But with these outrageous expectations and standards and things that they trying to put on, it's going to be quite difficult. So I think in order for these women to find somebody to cuddle with now that it's getting ready to cool off, now that the holidays are coming, you're going to have to alter those standards, alter those expectations, alter that physical attractions and preferences that you have. You know?
Well, you know, like you said, Christmas coming up, so they're gonna alter that so they can get their Christmas gift. And then they're gonna let them go. Then they're gonna wait for their Valentine. And
then the men gonna be looking for them around that Valentine to fall in love with them and get them some admirer flowers, because they know that income tax when it come around. They gotta get their yearly J's, some more PS5 games that they didn't get for Christmas. You know, you get so many apologies and can I have you back right after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You know, because they know it's time to get that income tax. And once she buy the kids some Jordans and a couple of Jordan shirts and polo shirts, and what else they get? She buy her furniture. You know, they get furniture every year. They get curtains every year. Once they get all that, and then they get him his Jordans and get him, well, they probably get him what, $1,000, $2,000. He go get Jordans, a couple PS5 games, and buy him a QP. And he back on, you know what I'm saying, until March or April. You know, and they may go get that we call the income tax car. You know, that car that ride around town forever with the little paper tag in the back. They go get them a Cutlass or Oldsmobile or some shit like that, and they ride around in that. You know,
time to get it repossessed.
Yeah, and then they get it repossessed. And by the time they get repossessed, it got smoke coming out the tailpipe because they didn't take care of it. And every time you see them, they packed up a whole bunch of friends and shit riding that motherfucker. Every time you see them, the car sitting local, they got about 8 friends in that motherfucker. You know, that ain't helping with no gas. But anyway, y'all get too deep.
Yeah, but, stereotyping. Stop doing that.
Yeah, you stereotyping. Even though you see it, but you stereotyping. So, but yeah, that's when they're asking you for money, I feel like they're I don't really. The 6-figure, let me say this here for the record. I don't mean, but it sounds good. The 6-figure nigga, okay? But it sounds good. But it's a very small percentage, a small percentile of men that's making that. It's more, it's growing, because 6 figures ain't nothing really, you know, to get. And like I say, I made my first 6 figures back in 2010, you know, DJing and throwing shows. So it's nothing to get per se, Just like the lady said, that's really nothing. Now it's trying to reach billionaire status now. But to put that on a demand, you have to make this amount of money. It's just like telling a woman she gotta have no children. You have to have a low body count. Then they get upset because there's not many women over the age of 30 that have no kids. And when I say have no kids, I'm talking with no abortions. There's plenty of them that can have no kids, but how many abortions have you had? You know what I'm saying? So
saying that when a woman says that you have to make X number of dollars, are you saying that they're economically insecure?
not really. I think they just saying that because it sounds good. That's what they heard.
That's the thing to say.
It's the thing to say. That's what I think. Because if you go look at a lot of their baby daddies and a lot of their past relationships or who they was in love with, that nigga was making 30,000. He flipping burgers at Wendy's. Minimum wage.
All right, making license plates.
You know what I'm saying? But his income is more on working at a part house. You know what I'm saying? Like Advance Auto, are working at, you know, a grocery store or something like that. But she want a man. Her baby daddies now, they work at part houses, Walmart, Sam's, but they want a 6-figure nigga to marry and be with. In order to talk to you, in order for you to talk to me, you got to make 6 figures. That's what I don't understand. And then, I'm a firm believer in whatever you request, you need to be that.
Right.
Yeah. No. So if I can't sit here and say, I don't want no woman with no kids, no. And I have kids. Now I can say, I can put stipulations on it. The kid has to at least be 15 years old out of the house. You know, not raising a 5-year-old child and up, you know.
Well,
you know, I feel like you could do that. You can put stipulations if you can't erase that situation.
Right.
You know, but women walking around here hollering about 6 figures, 6 feet, you gotta be fit. You know, you gotta work out, you gotta hit the gym.
So what if you're in a small town where the education level is high school diploma or GED, and the jobs are minimal?
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to only date the owners of certain locations, or just everybody gonna be out to like the one person? Everybody gonna be a side chick? I'm not.
I mean, on the cool, you already know because we seen this. We seen the guys who was working at the mill when we were in high school, and they had all the women. We was in high school, and all of them was messing with the same guy. And we was wondering how he was. Think about it, and you know about the 3 to 4 that are 5 that I'm talking about. They was messing with everybody. Guess what? Their parents had money, and they was working at the mill, and they ran through all of them. So yeah, you're right. That's what they do. When you're in a small town, that's what they do. And then when we became the seniors and everything, and our class, the way we were brought up and the money that our parents were making, they started trying to flock to us. Me, you, Nard, you know, they was all trying to flock to us because we was wondering why the sophomores, the juniors, and everything was trying to get at us. But that, you know, they say, hey, look at his shoe, look at his car, look where they live, they balling, they doing this, they throwing parties. So the most popular guys who they felt like had the money were the ones they were flocking to. So that's what they do in the smaller towns. Now that I'm thinking, once they get out of those towns, the women that's hollering this 100K plus, those were the ones that came from those smaller towns. They know how to look good now with all the extensions, the facials, and the lip fillers and all that. And so now they feel like they're able to say something because they feel good about themselves. They don't, the men that they're meeting don't see the pissy smelling ones we saw with the fuzz in her hair and the hand-me-down clothes. They don't see that because they're making their money, they're independent, they're feeling good about themselves. And they feel like now, because a couple of guys had shot at them, that they're able to say, well, you got to make 6 figures and you got to at least drive this and your car got to be more expensive than the car I'm driving. I'm like, what does that have to do with finding a mate? Period. I understand wanting someone, a man that's financially stable. Now, if a woman they say, okay, what type of man you looking for? She say, well, he has to at least be financially stable, has his own car, has his own place, has his own house. That's like you say, that's realistic. That's realistic. I can go for that all day because any real man want to have his own place. Any real man is going to have a decent job, a decent, living to provide. Any real man, unless you're in New York, so I really can't say it's going to have a nice vehicle or a good vehicle, because in certain cities they don't, vehicles are not a thing. Like in New York, because I got a cousin that lives in New York, and he more or less lease a vehicle, or he has this license thing, this insurance thing where he just, whenever he want to do something, he just rent a vehicle through his company. And so he don't, own any, he don't own a vehicle. And I was like, leasing, you throwing money away, and then man, we don't drive here, man. I just catch the subway. I do this, I do that. I was like, okay, that's what's up. And he's happy. You know what I'm saying? He got something to do that weekend. He go get a rental. So I can't say they own a car, but you're going to have somewhere decent to stay. And you want a man that's financially stable. Because the first thing I'm going to ask the daughter when she's talking about getting married is, how stable is he? That's a very important question. How desperate is it for you to get out there and foot the load? Is he part-time? Is he a poor hustler? I need to know what's going on in that type of situation. You're talking about marrying, he got to be able to provide, protect. You know what I'm saying? So those are the questions. But 6 figures and all that, that's just kind of, that's very rare. Now, peep this one out. I'm going to get her little sad ass out the way. I felt some type of way about this one. It's like she on some shit. Check her out,
Women,
man.
give up the height. Give up worried about how tall a man is. Give up worried about how much a man make. If he's willing to do all he can to take care of you and make sure you good mentally and spiritually, that's all that matters. What can he do for you spiritually?
And man, all I need is maybe 3 puffs off whatever the fuck she was on. That girl was like zoned the fuck out, and she's talking about spirits. Man, she probably on some shrooms or something. But what she said, but and you're into the spiritual. I hear you say that a lot on here. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. I'm more on the spiritual side, but I don't talk a lot of spiritually. And you delved a little deeper into the religion thing than I did. So when she says spiritual, you probably felt that. To me, that kind of threw me off But I, and that's why when we were talking the other day, and I think you kind of noticed when women try to throw in God fearing, and I was like, do they really look for God fearing now?
Right.
Because I'm more spiritual. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I, even though I fear God per se, but looking for a God fearing woman or a woman that's into the church is not a priority list of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to have a woman that's into church, you know. But I know you're deep into the religion, you know what I'm saying? You believe, you deep in it. So when she was saying
No,
that
not
spiritual
really.
stuff,
No, not really. Because I mean, like I've said before, I don't have to have a woman that actually goes to church and
oh, okay. Because I
all
know
that
at one
stuff.
point you used to be a speaker at churches and stuff. So I figured whoever you date would kind of have to be kind of ready to go watch you do a speech.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
they need to be a believer in God. We have to be along those same things. But one that just in church shouting every Sunday and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Nah.
sitting on a pew, jumping up,
Yeah, wearing the Holy
rocking.
Ghost clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, we ain't gotta do all that.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, so when she was saying spiritually, I mean, because I done been there, done that from Christianity, Buddhism, 5% Nation of Islam, and Buddhism is deep. But 5% Nation of Islam, I studied the Yahweh's thing, and I practiced some of the things, like when you're going through something, lay the problem down, give it to the Creator, and let the Creator handle it. And a lot of times, majority of the times, my things get handled. It's when I worry about something after I call myself giving it up, it comes back. So I believe in certain things. That's why I say I'm spiritual. I'm more spiritual than I am religious. But putting a God-fearing man, and it sounds good, and a lot of women are programmed to say that he has to be God-fearing. But
Well,
these days, I don't think that matters.
but God fearing doesn't really necessarily mean he has to be religious or affiliated with a denomination. He could be someone that believes in the Creator by
Yeah.
whatever name he calls the Creator or whatever name that
Right.
they choose to apply.
But I
So,
don't think in majority of the people that's dating today, I don't think many of them even question what a person religion is or what they feel about religion.
well, most
Every
of them
blue
don't even
moon
care.
you
Most
hear,
of them don't even care about God or Creator
yeah,
or
because
whatever
they've been
anymore.
brainwashed. The Bible ain't this and that, and then you got the Hebrew Israelites, you have Muslims, it's just so many denominations right now. So you like and the newer generation like shit, fuck it. They like I ain't even gonna put nothing into it. It is what it is.
Right.
So I don't hear too many God fearing. And then this is what she had to say about the 6 figures, and she made a lot of sense. Peep this one.
I think people need to start having realistic expectations when they're dating. And that's the problem with society these days, is that you all like to keep up with the Joneses. Okay, y'all like to keep up with the Joneses, but you're being so unrealistic about your dating life. For instance, a woman is expecting a man to make 6 figures. A lot of people don't make 6 figures. Do you know what today's economy is like? Do you think that every man you walk across, the man that could be your potential husband, is going to necessarily make 6 figures? Y'all be saying money buys happiness. In reality, it's just convenient for someone to have money, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're fucking happy. And before people come here and be like, oh, you're being a pick. No, I'm not. I'm being fucking realistic. And don't be like, oh, you're single. Just because I'm single doesn't mean that I don't have boundaries that I expect from somebody. None of which are financial. It's all about respect. You all have to stop putting finances at the top for like a reason why you're not going to be with somebody.
Finances does play a part. I understand what she's saying. I understand where she was trying to go. It shouldn't be the focal point of you saying six figures, but shit, you got to be some type of financially stable, bro, to even get in a relationship. If you're not financially stable, I don't feel like you need to be seeking a serious relationship. Just get in the dating pool, have you a meet up sex type relationship. You know, don't be talking serious until you're financially comfortable. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to date and you don't have a job, or you don't have a way to make money, then that means that you're not together yet. So why not wait till you have yourself together before you try to offer something to someone else?
Yeah, and a lot of them don't understand that, and that's another reason why there's so many divorces or breakups due to finances. Uh, it wasn't a long-term, goal or planning on bringing this person in my life. You know, especially when you're younger. I'm gonna say in 25 to 30, trying to play house. A lot of the breakups happened in the 25 to 30 stage because you don't take jobs serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just don't, because I'm sure you and you and I both
You're not even taking life serious
walked
at
away from jobs
most.
in our 20s and 30s that if we would have stayed with them, we'll be millionaires right now. You know, but you're not financially, you're not mentally, what I want to say, you're not mentally into your financial future at the age of 25 and 30.
Right.
And when women, especially if you have you a go-getter, you have you a college person or a person that's been working since they were 16, taking care of their younger siblings, they're gonna view you different when you losing those jobs. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see you different. They'll stay with you, but as you keep losing these jobs and they're still working hard and still on the same job for 15 years, and you done went through 2 or 3 in that 15 years, she's viewing you a little different. And when you lose another one, you lose your 4th job, man, you finna catch hell. She's finna eventually start losing, the respect that she was once given. And I've seen this happen several times. So the relationships where you come together and you build together, he's able to provide, she's able to contribute to the household, and they both have plans of growing. Those are the relationships that really be together because they're focused. It's like last week you were saying that the money, one goal with the money in the bank account works because it's a focus that you guys have, and it's that focus is non-breaking, and it is what it is. We put the money in here, that's it. There's no, well, can I at least get that and go get this dress to go hang out with Sandra next weekend? It's none of that. The money is there, and we'll just have to see. But our goal is to have X amount of dollars to pay X amount and to get whatever we need to get. So
Right.
if you did have a thought of, I want to just get a plane ticket and go get me a couple of outfits and then fly down there and hang out with Black for the weekend, and it's probably gonna cost me $680 to do that, or $800 to do that with the plane ticket. she may, you already know that that's out of the question. So you may say in your head, man, if I had 800, I'll come down there, and fuck off. But we focus on what we trying to get. So it takes maturity to do that. You have to be hella mature, hella one with your person. And that's why I brought up, because I've seen so many, man, look, this guy, one of our co-hosts, had an account set up just like what you had. And the woman went out of town and visited her family in California and started wanting the money that was in their account to hang out, turn up, party in California with her family. And so that's why I was like, man, you got to make sure that don't work all the time. Because when that heifer wanted her money, she acted damn fool. And him not being a stern man per se, he a man, but I'm saying one who put his feet down, his foot down, and be like, me personally, I would have been like, you're not finna drain thousands of dollars just to turn up and show your friends and family out there in California that you have money. That's what we're not doing. And I would have probably went and closed the account and opened up another account that she didn't have access to or nothing about. And she just would have been mad. And I probably would have sent her $50 here, maybe 100 there. But you're not finna say, hey, my whole 4,000 that I put in that account, I need you to send that to me. No, sir. We got in this together. Now, when you come back and we decide to get out of this thing, you get your money, I get mine. You know what I'm saying? But that was a messed up situation. And so, like I say, a lot of my things, I see it happen to other people, and I know to stay away from. And that was one that went crazy until you, like you said, when you know your person is different. He didn't know her like that, even though they had been talking for right at a year and everything sounded good. But when she got around a certain group of people, she was a totally different person. He hadn't seen that. And then, so that's another thing that makes this new dating thing so crazy, man. You don't know who you're getting. Because we had said on one of the other podcasts, they can wear that wolf can wear that sheep clothing for so long, and eventually that wool gonna get hot, and he gonna take it off.
Right.
He gonna take it off, and then when you see it, how invested are you? How emotional invested, financial? You know what I'm saying? And that's where the problem comes in at. And so these high expectations that's put out there, I think it comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from being a follower, listening to social media. It comes from being hurt, being out there. Because like the guy said, they've been with the six-figure guys. They've been with everything that they say they want, but they lost that. So I'm thinking it came from being hurt. And so now it's like the next relationship I'm in, I'm getting something out of it. That nigga gonna have to buy me. And I'm sure you've heard a female, because like they talk to you too. You heard one say, well, he gonna have to come with something, because I'm not getting in no other relationship with no broke nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hear that 24. I hear that all the time, because they done went through the struggle. And then those are the harder ones to get, because they were doing wifely duties and burning themselves out in boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. So when they get a guy that's a provider, that's making the money, that's totally 100% about them, that ain't playing games, they fumble them. They're tainted now. The woman is tainted. And that's what's left out there. And so it falls back to what you said. We were lucky, and we're in a rare percentile of men with women that's not of social media, not of the street, not of the friends mentality or the family and friend mentality that understands the purpose and point of the relationship, that wants to be in a relationship, that no matter how many options they may feel like they have, they're satisfied with their choice. And that is hella rare. I mean, because you'll be amazed of the people that's been in relationships that you think going good, and then you pop up and see them at a bar or the mall or something, and they with somebody totally different, or on the job. You know, you have work husbands and work wives, work boyfriends, work girlfriends. And when you're on that job, you like, wow. I was just talking with somebody and they was like, all she talked about was her family and her kids and how great her husband is, but yet she's messing with the manager at the job. And then the manager ended up telling it. Yeah, you'll be surprised of who I'm messing with. And he told her, and she was like, wow, I never thought that. And now she don't see the lady the same. So it's like, it's just a lot going on out there, man. And what makes them cheat? I wanted us to have a deep conversation about that. What makes a dedicated person that has the and I know you said when we did bring it up, we never just ran it. They're trying to fulfill something that's missing in their relationship. But at what point do you say that's not a need or a necessity? And I'm saying this now.
When you
But
find
at one
someone,
time I never was it was hard for me to be faithful.
yeah, when you find someone that fulfills all your needs. So,
And
you know,
yeah.
yeah, you've got in relationships and you was with this person, you dug this person for whatever reason, right? But then
Yeah.
something else took your attention away from them. So you strayed away because this person had something a little bit more to offer, or they had something that was missing in the other person. Maybe this person was, you like to act silly sometimes, right?
All the
So
time.
all the time. So this other chick, she may not like you to act silly all the time. Y'all was kicking it, you liked her, but she didn't really like you to act silly all the time, right? So this
Right.
other chick you got with, or you saw her, she laughed at all your jokes, she joked back,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and, and she don't have no problems with it. So you was like, shoot, our personalities click like that on this side. I'm missing that on this side.
You
So
right.
now I got a balance.
Man, look, I'm so sick of learning shit about myself on this goddamn podcast. I'm probably gonna take 2 weeks off. But I just thought it was just me being, just being me, a man. They say a man gonna be a man. So I just thought it was that. But when you sit back and think about it, the ones that didn't work out where I did get out of and move on, it was little things that I didn't like, but it was fine in the beginning. But as time went on and you meet someone with that interest, another interest that you guys have that the one don't have. So yeah, that do make sense. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And when you kind of find that in that one person, it kind of eliminates, you don't even think about what's missing, what's not there.
yeah, because nothing's missing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, take your relationship now, your marriage now. You know, she checked all of the boxes. So since there are no unchecked boxes, what else do you need? Where would you need? Where do you need to fill in? She meets
Right.
every want and every need. So what else is there? And you've had all the sex in the world, so
I think
you
about
don't
that too.
you don't have a
We
need to go. Yeah, you
we
don't have
used
a
to
need to go
always make
find that.
them we used to always make them jokes saying Pete don't owe us nothing, and then uh it be them the late bloomers that's still out there trying to get it. I gotta get it, man. I gotta get it.
Right.
And then it's so I look at all what's going on in the world today. And not that I have nothing against anything that's going on, but I look at they got a lot of things going on out here today. Transgenders, you got bisexual. What I said in the intro, you got transgenders, you got bisexuals, okay? You know, you have so much going on out there. And if you're just solely traditional and are 80% traditional, you're not feeling that. You have women that you will think is this way, and then she looking at another woman. And a lot of guys say a woman on a woman that ain't cheating. I don't want nobody touching mine. I'm just selfish that way. So I don't play with that.
Nope.
Guys want it's cool to have both women in there, but like I told y'all on here, I know a guy with a very popular woman that's a TV show person. She was, and her husband tried the threesome thing where she invited a woman because he asked her to do it, and she ended up liking the way the woman touched her and ate her more than she did the way that the guy did, and she put the guy out. They got a divorce, and she has kids. I think 2 or 3 kids by this guy, but she fell in love with the woman because he wanted that woman to come in. And now he done lost his house and his wife that he got 2 or 3 kids by. I know 2 kids.
All these people be talking about threesomes and whatever fantasy. That's never been a fantasy of mine.
Mine either.
It's just never been. I mean, because I'm selfish to the point, even if this person is just a one night stand or somebody I'm never gonna knock down again, I want that person all to myself for that moment. That's just me.
Right.
So that's just never been a
But
fantasy of mine.
that's a
I like to
lot
know
of
about it.
people fantasy. And then my thing is this good friend of mine, you know, actually he's I found out later he's like our cousin, and you can probably ask Pig and them on how deep that goes. But he said his girl was telling him for his birthday she was gonna let him get another female and they do the threesome thing. And I told him, I say, okay, now you excited about her letting another woman come in and y'all do it. I said, but what you gonna do when she say she want another nigga in there? Because it comes with something. If she's telling you, hey, for your birthday, you can just pick the woman, man, and you know, we'll talk with her and we'll both do her. Whoop whoop. She gonna eventually want to invite a guy in, and I actually know somebody who went through that, and she was like, why? I can get you a female, but I can't be with a guy. We can't do a threesome with the guy, even if he sit there and watch. And so now she done gave you that threesome with that female, and now you got to sit back and witness your wife or your cohabitant sleeping with another man, and you can't say nothing because she already gave you your freedom to do the three with the female.
Right. Then she gonna be having you to come get in the bed with her and then the dude, and then y'all balls accidentally touch, and then it's gonna be all over with.
Dude, and then this other couple they did a little and it was so funny. You know, down here they have they be having the swinger like bar type club type thing where you go there all night, go in your little lingerie and yeah. So they went to that, and it was so funny. They came, they stayed with us that weekend, and they went to this big thing. You know, it was like maybe 30, 45 minutes away from where we stayed. And they stayed there all night. They didn't come home till about 8, 9 that morning. They left around 10 that night, all dressed up. She had a little lingerie and stuff. So they went there, and it was funny. That morning when we seen them, the wife was in there cooking. I came out, you know, I'm messy. So I'm looking at everybody. The girl, like, she had the time of her life. She's still like in a daze. And he's sitting there looking mad. So I said, so how'd it go last night? She said, oh, I enjoyed myself. And he's sitting there looking mad. He didn't really answer. He was like, it was all right. So I'm like, how do you feel knowing your wife then got piped down by somebody who piped it down better than you piped it down. Man, that's just some crazy shit. These guys don't know what they get themselves into trying to keep up with this new wave shit. I know they say you got to get away from Big Mama. I understand that. But Big Mama and Big Daddy, you got to get away from what they were doing. But I ain't just for to have nobody else screw it by it, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah,
Call it what you want to. I'm a wimp. I'm a simp. I'm blah, blah, blah. The minute she get tainted by something else, I got to move on, bro.
Yeah, they
Really?
saw how she wasn't a virgin when you met her.
Ain't.
But
yeah,
hey,
but I accepted that.
Since that, if anybody else touch it, that's a whole different thing.
That's a wrap. And them old men on the job when I was 19 trying to do the little JPTA or whatever they used to call it with Tater. Them old men used to say that all the time. Man, you act like you with somebody who ain't never been fucked. Yeah. And I'm like, but since I've been hitting it, ain't nobody else better not hit, you know. But it's crazy, bro. And they feeding into this. And so like I say, I blame social media, but Kevin Gates, I think, is what had a lot of them ready to do this threesome stuff. You know, a lot of them was listening to Gates, and they'll say, "Man, like Gates said." And when I hear that, I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're a little weak follower." But peep her out. She this one kind of broke it down a little bit. Peep what she said. This was the one I was gonna close it out with, but I'm just gonna play it now. Peep it.
666 is a trap, and y'all know what I'm talking about. A man who is over 6 feet tall, who makes over 6 figures, and has a six-pack. But the idea that he must have those qualities in order for you to be loved well and loved properly for the rest of your life is a lie, because those are not qualities, and they sure the heck aren't standards. What you should be concerned about is things that are great for relationships that last, like loyalty, honor, respect, fidelity, consistency, discipline, a man who protects and covers you.
That's boring.
Now you know ain't too many women thinking about that. If they 35 and under, they ain't thinking about that, bro.
That's boring to them.
Yeah. Hella boring.
Yeah.
It has to be toxic. They got to be beefing with the baby mama. They got to be beefing with the ex-girlfriend. They ready to just say anything to her. You got a baby mama and the mama calls saying that the baby was sick and trying to let you know why she called and let me talk to her. You know, it's like they ain't trying to hear that.
No, of course not.
You know,
that doesn't appeal to them because it's not exciting. It doesn't add any spice to the relationship.
Yeah, it has to be toxic.
Yeah, I'm happy with a boring life if that's what it is, because it keeps my peace.
Yeah, especially now. Like I say, it's not the same. Now, and I'm not saying that we'll be out there and running wild, but if the times were like they were 15, 20, I'm gonna say, 15, 20 years ago, temptation to be a little bit better. But it's nothing, like you say, when you find your person, it's nothing else out there. It's nothing out there. I wouldn't just jump up and throw away what I have now like I would have thrown away what I had 15, 20 years ago because I didn't give a shit. It was plentiful. It's kind of like good jobs. Back 15, 20 years ago, we walked off some good jobs.
Yep.
But they are very rare now. If you get in a good position, you better hold on to that good position. But back here 15, 20 years ago, you didn't give a shit. And you know what? Hey, they acting funny. They don't want to give me that raise. I'm finna ease on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, peace. And we was out. And I mean, these jobs we were on 15, 10 years or whatever. We just walked out and said, fuck it. Right. I'll find something else. I got a ton of emails that I ain't replied to. I got one yesterday. I'm just gonna go ahead and set that interview up. You know what I'm saying? Damn that. You know, but these days you can't do that. You do that, you know, it's a lot coming out there, but then you gotta go from the bottom and build your way all the way up. So you know, you think twice about it now. And that's what it is with the relationships. And that's why I preach. If you got a good person, somebody in your corner, they doing, you know, they not out there, you're getting respected. Respect is number one in my book. Respect. You're being respected. You're not being cheated on. You know what I'm saying? That you know of. Because there's some sneaky flockers out there. But that's as far as you know. Okay. If y'all got somebody that's, like you say, decent in your corner, man, hold on to them, because it's super rare out here. And then you'll be amazed of the women that's both ways, the guys that's both ways, that's messing with the married person, that's messing with, you know, it's just so much in this, the sexual pot, the sexual gumbo that's out there today that make you not even interested. And then now the men are getting themselves done to perfection, where if you don't know their past, you would never know that that was a man. You know, we were growing up, we was able to see, okay, we see the Adam's apple, you know, he got a lot of manly features, so that's a man. But nowadays, around here, LA, probably Dallas, because y'all are, you know, top in Florida, you cannot, it's hard to tell. You really have to be studying that person, because they're getting their voices done now. But I've been listening to how a lot of them talk from watching different shows, and they all kind of got the same voice. So I got the voice kind of down. But other than that, man, these people getting done up, and you just would never know. So I'm like, I'm just glad I'm not out here and are forced to be out there looking for something, because it's a hellified world out here now, bro. It's hellified, man.
Yeah.
It's poison. If BBD ain't never said it better, it's poison out there.
I feel like you shouldn't settle.
Why? I can hold my expectations to a standard, not expectations, but my standards to a certain, like, what I require. It doesn't not saying that I have to have a man that checks off everything, because that's not realistic here.
That's what I'm saying, like unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women want men who make six figures, who go to the gym, right, have a nice figure, who pays all the bills, who's good looking, who's, you know, who checks off those boxes, but that's like 10% of men.
I feel like social media like affects that so much, because it's like y'all want men to make that certain amount of money when sometimes that's not realistic.
And I blame social media, but that nigga say you want to be 6 feet, making 6 figures, you want to be fit, you want to look good. He says there's not many men that's gonna check out them boxes.
Yeah.
That's 10%.
Yeah, it's probably less than that.
You know what I'm saying? So and you know, we used to have that talk all the time, especially you coming out the military, Graham, and all that stuff, and I think Germany, wherever you came from. And when you came back, your mind was set up, and we were like, hey, she gotta have this, she gotta have that, she can't do this, can't do that. And we went through that for about 10, maybe 15 years of getting a dating thing. She don't fit that, we get out. Get in another thing, she got all these, she missed that one, and now we get out. You know, and these were probably good nurturing women that just missed one or two thing off of the 5 to 6 checklist, and we was hauling ass, boy. We was like, nah, she missed that. Man, I thought she did, man, but she didn't have this. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you as the world deteriorated, I'm gonna say, because it's not the same, it's actually going down for the worse. And you realize that it ain't that many good women as what you consider good women out there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they out there. It's like finding a rare diamond.
Yeah,
it's
just not too many. And then they don't understand, the new generation. They don't understand the complaint about the body counts. And I tried to explain that when we did the talk way back. A man wants something that's rare. You don't see everybody, and you can't just go anywhere and see women wearing diamonds. They either cubic zirconias or whatever else, the Z, whatever. Diamonds are rare. Pure and real gold is rare. A man wants something that's rare when he's calling it his own, something he can kind of brag on. And these women like, well, it's cool for me to get out there and express my sexual revolution. You know, it's a sexual revolution. But a lot of men don't care for that. And hold on a minute, let me see. Did he say that? Hold on.
Is a small minority in social media becomes the majority. People are kind of like, thinking that's what everybody is like outside. So they're kind of scared to get into relationships and build with people.
Yeah. How about the fact that girls ain't virgins no more?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a big thing as well. I mean, because I mean,
let's be honest, guys don't really want to wife women who have had many sexual partners, right?
Well, if we're to be honest, I mean, we don't really want a woman with a high body count. I mean, I'm just being totally honest. You know what I mean? We know, like, okay, everybody has a past or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we would prefer if our woman wasn't so ran through, for want of a better word.
Yep.
But you would prefer if she wasn't ran through, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just real. I mean, that's real. And someone asked me the other day, could I date? Would I go behind a homeboy and date his girl? And if we still homeboys, like Tata, you know what I'm saying, Nard, the immediate people, Rufus, I couldn't do that because I'm still gonna talk to y'all. And I don't know we're gonna meet up. You're gonna come and spend the night. We're gonna visit. And I just don't, you know what I'm saying? That would be so uncomfortable to me. But see, you got some guys that actually do that. I think Tata probably would. It's just certain guys who would do that, and I just couldn't do it.
I mean, there's no way.
You know, we used to say so many times because it was a small town and we was popular as shit. Man, if you hadn't talked to Black, you hadn't talked to my cousin, probably, but no. And no matter how bad you wanted them, we just didn't really, we didn't step over that line unless we knew she was just a plaything and you never smashed. But if you messed up and smashed, if I did, I just smashed. It wasn't no, she finna be my girlfriend type deal.
Yeah, because I can't do that, number one, and be bringing her around and knowing that you've already knocked her off and be proud of her. Hell, every time I look at her, I'm gonna see you.
Yeah, especially me because we told each other we were snitches. We told, man, look, I just left her to smell my finger. We was out there at one point, and I just couldn't. And then we meet at your crib, and then you and her it may not been no closure. And then I'm sitting there trying to hook up with her, and you sitting with your brain, and y'all looking at each other, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck really going on? And and you licked her in a spot that I ain't think about going down licking on, and it was a problem. And so I can't do that. I'm sorry. Now, if we just doing a train thing, or it's just I'm drunk, she drunk, and she didn't want you no way, and whatever, and it's just a knockdown and move around, maybe. But I couldn't wife nobody that I know my partner's in here. No. That need to be the next topic. Can you seriously date or get in a relationship with someone, your friend, that you know your friend went with? Because it was a girl. I mean, even on Love and Hip Hop, this other lady was mad because this other woman in their circle was dating one of her ex-boyfriends. And they were like, why are you tripping on that? That should be a problem. That was 5-10 years ago, so it shouldn't matter. So should there be a problem if, you were to date someone your close friend or family member used to go with or date, used to be in love with.
Yeah.
That's a cool topic. But with all that being said, I'm thinking that was the last one because we about to close it out.
I feel like you shouldn't settle.
But yeah, we about to shut it down, man. Your final thoughts on the topic of the outrageous expectations.
Yeah.
Is that the reason that you think a lot of people are choosing to get out of relationships or not even take the relationship serious, or afraid to step up and even get in a relationship? As the guy said, many of them are not dating because of these outrageous expectations and preferences. What's your final thought on that?
Yeah, we didn't really get into it like we could have and should have, but I mean, you know, I think that people they get their preferences misconstrued with what society says that they should do, have, whatever the trend is at whatever time. Like at one time it was bow-legged men. At one time it was light skinned and bow-legged, you know. Then it turned to bald head and dark skin. So, the people let society dictate what their preferences are because they have no idea of what their ideal person is. So people
I
need to
mean, why wouldn't they have an ideal? You know what you like. So when you say that kind of,
a
and when
lot
I
of
hear a
a
lot
lot
of
of
people saying they don't know who they want themselves, and
yeah,
I don't
because
get that.
they don't really know who they are. They don't know what they like because they they are not secure in who they are. They're not in their mature mind. So they're still trying to identify what they like. They trying to still figure out if they like to stand up and pee or sit down and pee. So they don't know what they want. And then so that's why people are so easily swayed by social media because they're not even secure in who they are.
Man,
So
look,
once you get secure in who you are, then you're able to identify what you want and what's
okay, and
important.
what age does that come? Just curious.
I mean, those are different ages. It depends on how you grew up, what your experiences were. So some are gonna mature faster than others. So, but if I had to put an age on it, maybe around 35.
All right. I was watching, I want to say it was a reality show just the other day. It's up to date too. No, this probably was a podcast. But this woman that's straight, she said she had a friend that was gay, and like you said, trying to find herself. So she was experimenting. She said, I didn't have no problem with it. She was a good friend, best friend, or whatever. She did her thing, but she knew not to try me. It was another girl in that room with them, another woman. And she said, well, it's kind of like if you go on a trip, like a girl's trip or something, and she say, and you see a gay couple, woman and woman, lesbian couple messing around. She said, even though you're not lesbian, that may make you want to experiment with it just to see if it's not just for that one time. And I was thinking that person is hella immature because no matter how happy I see two men loving on each other, that's nothing that's gonna sway me to even want to try that. But I know women think different, you know, and a lot of people view woman on woman different than man on man. But and then with that's being thrown in the forefront today, when you turn on the television, you're quicker to see a woman on a woman. So for that person to say that, and this person was around 30, 35, like you said. So you think it's just immaturity. Then it's another topic that I was thinking about. Well, I'm just not even topic, just touch up on. Lesbian marriages and relationships are the highest divorce rates and breakups, woman on woman. The men, man on man, unfortunately, is the longest. They like at 30%, and then the heterosexual marriages is like 50 to 51, 52% divorce rate. Women think, I think the lesbian thing is a stage, just like with the Brat and the Judy thing. She eventually slept back with a man. I'm thinking that lesbian thing, man, is more of a fad, because you got a woman trying to act like a man that hasn't been a man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the thing. You know, women go get studs that look and act like a man, or that try to look and act like a man, and carry a backpack full of penises to strap on. So I never understood why you go get a studly looking female when you want to be with a woman. That just confuses me. Confuses me. So I wish I
And
had somebody on here to tell me.
and like I said, we need to talk about that too, because and I'm gonna try to reach out because I think I got the email, but it's a stud on here now that's saying she's thinking about going back to dating men because she's talking about how insecure, how crazy, and the females are. And it's just been a like maybe a month or so ago where a lesbian woman killed the other woman because she saw her talking to another man. They are more possessive and crazier than a man.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
men that want other men, I don't see why they go get feminine men. You know what I'm saying?
and then the
Just,
feminine men be too flamboyant, to
yeah,
be too over the top. Women don't even talk like that.
yeah, and
So
women don't even act like that in most cases.
it's a crazy, like I say, sexual dating pool gumbo is so crazy now till, but back to what you were saying about the topic. You saying that they're not mature, and that's why they sway to what social media. So these are 40-year-old women saying this stuff too. But I know maturity don't have an age.
Right.
But at what point do you just, like Danny Glover? I always used to say, shit, I'm getting too old for this shit. So at what point, I guess, like you said, if you had to put an age on it, it'd be around 35. But we know women in their 40s and men that's in their 40s that's still trying to sway with shit they seeing on social media and in the movies and on these reality shows
Again,
and
I
all
mean,
that stuff.
again, they're not secure in who they are. They don't have a mature enough mind or mature enough spirit to understand who they are. So that's why they go back and forth, swaying back and forth with whatever wave comes in.
Yeah. Like I know this what the dress like a woman, but he a man.
Transvestite, transsexual, one of those.
Yeah, one of them.
I guess transsexual is you change your sex. I don't know, but
So
one of them.
she he, but she want to be called a she. So she was feeling on this girl this woman that came in from out of town that they're kind of popular, and she was feeling all on her and stuff at the club. And so after the club, they was leaving. It was her birthday and they was cleaning up, so she was left there with us. It was left with us, and I said, yeah, I say, damn, the way you was feeling on her, I thought you didn't like women. It replied to me, when I was born a male.
So every now and then I'm gonna want. And I was like, that shit was just so, that messed my head up because that was just so crazy to me. You know, and you know, cause I'm talking about she was really mad. She didn't want nobody talking to him. And I've been knew the girl forever. And we were just holding a conversation and she pulled her, you know, like it pulled her. And I was like, damn, I can't talk to her.
Yeah,
And
that
so at
goes
the end
back
of
to
the
my
night, I
point.
had to say something. And I say, damn, I ain't think, you know, I say the way you was touching and protecting on her and didn't want nobody talking to her. I said, I thought you didn't like women. Hey, I was born a male. So every now and then I'm gonna want to do that. So that's why I be thinking you that little trans stuff and the lesbian stuff. I think all that stuff, man. I think they grow out of it, especially if they chose to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had a little conversation when we was trying to figure out if they were actually born like that or whatever, and then we was in a debate that never really got settled on if they either were born like that or there was something they just chose to do. And I think it got heated because, you know, the other co-host was like, it was a difference of opinion. And
do his voice.
His what?
Do his voice. How you say it?
I ain't doing his voice. But it was a big heated discussion on if you were born that way. And he didn't think you're actually born that way. So it's just like I say, it's just a lot, man. And then people be like, y'all topics are biased, y'all wanting to downgrade the woman, and that don't be the case. We really be trying to figure out what's going on and voicing our opinion. But that's how they look at it. But setting high expectations. She can't have no kids. She got to be a low body count. She got to be 5'5". She got to be 100 and maybe 20 pounds.
With a real hair.
Real hair. What is it? 30? What is it? 24. What's digital display?
34, 24. I can't remember.
36. Right. This is 24.
Whatever
yeah.
those measurements are.
Yeah,
So,
36, 24, 36. You're supposed to be that. Good job. And if you had kids, one baby daddy, one child. If you just have to have a child, they have to be a certain age. You
breath
know,
can't never stink.
Say what?
So your breath can't never stink. You got to be able to cook. Put it down in the bedroom.
Put it down in the bedroom. 6 feet. I mean, she 5. You want her 5'5", 5'6". But like I was telling this guy that was on here under our post at one of the posts, when I posted that, he put on there, but you like what we like. Yeah, we like what we like. But on the same note, I ain't gonna be stupid enough to let something go that could be my future over something superficial that I claim I like. You get what I'm saying? She got to be able to know how to cook. I get with her and teach her how to cook.
Yeah, but we've been there, we've done that. We went through that phase. We went through that phase. So we probably missed out on a lot of decent people that came through our life because we were looking at superficial things.
Yeah, and I say that all the time. Because I didn't give in to anything, and I was quick to leave. It's like I was looking for a reason. I was so fucking crazy. I looked for a reason to leave, and they ain't been done nothing. And I just like, shit. Okay, you did that. I'm out. You know. Oh, you spoke to him? Fuck it. I'm out. What do he want? What do he say? How he get your number? All right, I'm out. You know. And so they be like, damn. Terry gave him my number, and then I told him don't call me no more. Well, he ain't how you get business with your number in the first place. I'm out. You know, that was me. But if you found somebody real, man, you better get with them now. Let all that superficial shit go. I ain't saying, and we say, like Austin say, it's somebody out there for everybody. What's ugly to me may be beautiful to the person across the street. And beauty fades. You have to date for more than just beauty. You have to date for more than just 6 feet. Like the lady said, because you can get somebody that's 6 feet and be in the worst relationship, somebody that's 6 figures and be in the worst relationship ever. Because if those people are everything that you want them to be, that means they're going to be a lot of things that a lot of other people want them to be. So what that means is they have options, more options.
And
Okay.
you also have to think about what if a dude over 6 feet and over, but then he has to get both his legs amputated. Then what you gonna do?
Yeah, I be thinking about that too, because that is a trait. Because we got a cousin. Did we call him Lucky? What's that dude's name? But I know you know what I'm talking about. 'Cause he was at Dad and them funeral. And he know us. He dang, I can't think his name. But he real tall. He the tallest one I think in our family. It'll come to me, but he know us when he see us, because and he real close. He a real close friend of family to us. And he got knee problems now. I think he probably around 60 something. But his knees tearing him up. And when I see him walking, I think he was a good basketball player too, but his knees messed up. So a lot of those wannabe tall guys, them tall guys they say they want, yeah, they have knee issues. They're gonna have that's a given. It's not a person over 6 feet. I'm gonna say 6'2" and up that I know that don't start having knee problems at 35. So and then look at a lot of the basketball players, you're gonna see something on their knee. Let's check it out. So yeah, the standards are the superficial expectations is something that needs to be shut down really altogether. But that comes with maturity. When you get old enough, it's not about 100K. It's all about being financially stable to take care of you or the family, no matter what they make. You know what I'm saying? Knowing how to, and if you want more, then you go out there and contribute to that household. So if he's making $80,000 a year and he's fine in his 2-bedroom condo, and you want a 4-bedroom house, then you go out there and you help contribute that, and then you guys move into that. But long as it's 80 grand with the 2 bedrooms and you able to eat, all the utilities met, you're able to get 80% of your wants, 100% of your needs, it is what it is. But if you want more, you want to expand, I think the woman should go out there and help expand. But long as that man say, okay, I make this amount and I'm able to take care of me and her, maybe one kid that's getting child support from the father, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Long as he's stable and able to take care of himself with you in the picture. If you want more, you able to enhance. That's how I feel like it should be. Or you guys both decide, let all that, he gotta be 6 figures and he gotta be able to pay all the damn bills. And you guys come to the table and talk this before you step into a long-term relationship. I make 80,000 a year, you make 60,000 a year. Let's find what we can afford, where you still have 20% of whatever you guys make left over for that month. And if you don't, you're living above your means. We have to break it down some. So finances do have to be discussed. I'm cool with the finances being in there, but don't put a number on that finance. Because like you say, even with some people, 100K ain't enough. So it depends on how well that person managed their money and how they're living their lives and how they want to live their lives. If they're comfortable with living in a in the hood in a 2-bedroom that was $80,000 home, if that's what they like, if they're comfortable with that, that's them. If you don't want to live like that, then you contribute to that relationship and you guys move out the hood or move to the next level. We're not saying go from the hood, then you jump up in Bel Air, but go out of the hood, then you get you a move up from there to the gated community, leave from the gated community to, nicer neighborhoods. So you have to take a step, and nothing happens overnight. And the couples that come together and grow together end up staying together. So if he got 6 figures and you ain't making but 40,000, he got 6 figures, it's going to be hard for him to, because he's in a lower percentile, and chances are you're not going to get that respect as you would if you walked in there with the same amount of money and you guys built and came together, if that makes sense. A lot of them don't understand that. Women think that if they walk in a relationship with a man that's already 120K a year and she's making 40 or 50,000 a year, and she pursued him because of his financial stability, that she's going to get some say-so in that relationship. She's going to be treated as an equal in that relationship. More or less than likely with that happen. So you got to be careful what you asking for too. Just like you said with the lady that was making 100K, you got to look at the attitude that's probably going to come with that. But I don't need you, and if you don't like it, you can leave. And that's after you emotionally and financially invested in that relationship.
Exactly.
So just with all these expectations and preferences, a lot of times they can come with consequences. So be on the lookout of that. You have to look at the bigger picture. You want a man that's fit and fine. You want a woman that's fit and fine. That woman that's fit and fine, that man that's fit and fine, gonna get more eyes looking at them. So you're gonna really have to be on your tip-top game of keeping that relationship hot, spicy, satisfied, or whatever you want to call it. Once you jumping into that, and then what happens when she lose that body? And now she's down and insecure, thinking you gonna be looking at somebody else that's fine like she used to be. It's just a lot of stuff, man. You just need to find somebody who you gel with that's in your corner, bro. All that superficial shit, looks, body, man, she bad as hell, and getting these BBLs. Real men ain't messed up about no BBLs, bro. That's something for show. That's something for the magazines to put up. Well, they don't do magazines. That's something for Instagram and all that shit to show. Men, look at that.
But that ain't what they want. So exactly. So with that said,
close it out. But that concludes this episode of outrageous expectations and preferences that we're looking for. And yes, I feel like it is affecting the relationships because men are afraid to step to women now because they're afraid of what they're gonna say. And women have 3 or more kids now at 30 years old, and they're afraid of what the men gonna say. So now it's just a sexual thing now. We're just gonna have sex and stay single. So they're not single. And with that being said, Austin, you know how we do. We went 20-something minutes overtime, almost 30 minutes overtime tonight. But it needed to be said. And since it's trending and they talking about it, so we might as well what?
Might as well speak on it.
And with that being said, to next week, like I said, I think we're gonna come together in the huddle and decide some stuff. But it's the fall, so we're gonna get a little steamy and probably piss a few people off. Austin ain't never cared. I used to kind of creep through there, and then I got to where I don't care. So we probably gonna step off the toes, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about the topics I never want to talk about this fall season. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and do that. But with that being said, till next Wednesday, same time, same spot, same place. We out. Peace.
What you thinking, man? I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now. Okay. And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this like monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard is supposedly is? Right.
And then
the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. You know, I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, you know, what your culpability is in a relationship going, well, however it went. You know, you start thinking about, well, damn, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So, you know, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told, don't do that.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought, you know, why doesn't my father like that? Is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was a run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. You know, at one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, you know, I know, you know, I mean, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So you
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. You know, it means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. You know, that's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, you know, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, you know. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, you know, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband and stuff like